5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They ain't never seen nothing like this before. Lit the room when I came through the front door. Ask me if I should overcome, what for? Train in the trees, please pardon my sycamore. Touch burning sands, cross lands, and stormy shore seasons in the year, yeah. Ain't no challenge for champions and chain no fear. Yeah, the champions,
yeah. Good morning, everybody. I'm your host, Jeremiah Bannister. You are listening to Paleocrat Diaries. It's November 2nd, Monday. It's Monday. Good morning. It's Monday. Right here, we're going to have a whole bunch of fun starting your work week with an amazing good time. We have tons of awesome stories for you. We even have a special screen today, a special one of the sources, right, that we have on the show, made a template. We're hoping that it works. We're hoping that the audio is not completely messed up. And you'll let us know in the comments section, because no matter where you are, YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, Twitch, DLive, doesn't matter. Any of the places where you may be watching this, tuning in live, you can comment and we can see it. We are the wizard behind the curtain, and we actually have a huge group of people today on the staff. There's a lot in the house right now. There's a whole bunch. Of course, Ailey, she's already in the chat room. She's over at youtube.com/Paleocrat if you'd like to engage with Ailey. In fact, that's where I would encourage everybody to go. I'd encourage everybody to go there. There's all different places you can go, but it's kind of nice when you're in a chat room and there's other people. I mean, you can trust that I see it and that I will do my best to let you know that it is there and try to engage with you. But the thing is that it's really nice to be able to engage with other people in real time and to see them and go, oh, okay, I'm going to contact Ailey. And plus, Ailey is mega dope. She is the queen diva here at Team Tiny Dancer headquarters, Castle Paleocrat in Grand Rapids, Michigan. But we have an amazing show, guys. It's going to be a bunch of fun. And listen, before we even move on, before we even do anything else, okay, there's a couple things we have to do. One of them is to let you know, just quick housekeeping. Let you know, and this might bum you out a little bit, okay, but the show might get a little bit shorter this week. In fact, maybe for this month. Yeah, I know it's a bummer, but the truth is I'm doing this thing called NaNoWriMo. In fact, I'll go over and I'll just transition right now. You can become my buddy. Find me over at NaNoWriMo. I did not realize yesterday until late that it was the first. I'm really glad. I would have been really late. I don't know, the election. So I didn't realize this. I'm going to have to play catch up, right? But it was the Lord's Day too, so we can, we'll let that one slip. But the point is that I have a lot of things that I do in my life, especially this week, because it is election week. And because it is the week of the election, I have a lot of things. In fact, the entire weekend was busy. All last week was busy. But I want to be able to do this. And if you look closely on the screen, let's see if we can zoom up a little bit on this. Let's see. Can we zoom up on that? Yeah, a little eatsy. Okay. I put on here, in progress, she danced me a story. And by the way, I put in progress there because I've been using a different program, Scrivener, right? So I've been using an entirely different program for writing the book. And so I have almost all of it done. It's at the very tail end of the book. It's a very special one about my daughter's life and death with childhood brain cancer and how that ultimately led to my family returning to the faith. It's a powerful book. It's a hilarious book. It's super charming, and you'll cry. I mean, it's part of it. You're going to cry. I hope you do. I cried. I hope I'm not crying alone. But it's beautiful. And it's almost done, but I put on there another one, Spectacular Unfortunate. And that's either there's going to be a mix of things that I'm actually doing during this time. Spectacular Unfortunate is the follow-up to She Danced Me a Story. And it includes kind of the crazy life and travels that I've gone through, even with family, things like that, and stories that may have been a little too controversial for She Danced Me a Story, because that's kind of a young adult thing. And Spectacular Unfortunate is going to have stuff in there that's a little bit edgy. And so, yeah, it's going to be a little bit different. And so that's going to be there. I'm also assembling a couple other things, and these ones aren't so much writing as, do small edits and stuff like that, but putting together a book of poetry, speculative fiction and prose for members, particularly. It'll be available for everybody, but if you're a member at paleocratdiaries.com, if you are a member, then you will get that book. I'm going to make sure that we can figure out a way that book can get out and you can get a copy of that book. So there's a whole bunch of amazing things. And find me over there on NaNoWriMo. I am Paleocrat. And so you got to do that. The other announcement, real quickly, is that you got to get your coffee ready because we got a great show for you. With no further ado, we're going to... I hope the staff is watching right now because they brought down my cup and I don't have a straw. How can I do straight to the dome if I don't have a straw? I need it. So if the staff, I know they're listening. I know they're paying attention. They got it on like 20 screens upstairs, checking it from every angle, making sure that everything is flowing smoothly. And we're going to need it today. So, because, guys, today is the day the Lord has made. We're going to have to rejoice, even without a straw, and be glad in it, okay? And realize that we're not going to give up. We will never, ever, ever give up, okay? And we're going to keep on smiling no matter what comes our way today. And we're going to have just an amazing, amazing day. Well, and look at this. I've already got the staff. This is Ambrose. He's veteran. You got to come on this side. Yeah, so Ambrose, yeah. He's at home today. This is our third child. Three of six. Right? We've been doing a good job repopulating. We've been doing good, taking dominion. And he's an amazing guy. He's an awesome son, amazing artist. In fact, one of these days, what I'll do is I'll record one of his flip books. I've talked to you before about the son that bought the flip books and the art and the markers and everything for his birthday. This is him. And he's an amazing writer. He's actually putting together a book right now. What is it called?
It's called Glitch.
It's called Glitch. And it's amazing. He reads Goosebumps like crazy. It's what he loves to do. He bought 3 of them. And he's read 3 of them within a month, just easily. And he told me this morning how much he wants more. So anyway, wave to everybody. Yeah?
Hello.
All right. Thank you so much, buddy. And for all of those who think that I'm violating child labor laws, dude's totally 21. He's totally 21. Growth hormone things, you know what I mean? That's what it is. Oh, man. Alrighty, so we're going to raise it super duper high. Straight to the dome, my friends. That doesn't yeah, some of you might have tea, doesn't matter. Straight to the dome, that bad boy. Here we go. Because we have a really, really, really good show for you. Alrighty. Oh, I have one more. I guess there's a little bit more of the announcements. Just a little bit. If you did not see Saturday night's episode, that was the unlisted episode. We occasionally do these, and we're going to do them even for just members only. This one is just to drive traffic to the .com. And I'm really glad because we had an increased amount of traffic to that particular post. So, we see the analytics. And so to see people coming in, it was really cool because all these notifications are coming in on my phone. And I get to see where individuals are watching from. All over the world, guys. It is literally all over the world. There's people from tons of countries. I wish I had it in front of me. But just all these different places. And it was awesome to see just how far and how wide this show is reaching. And for the people who tuned in, it was a really fun time. I gotta say, though, I was actually really surprised about something. It's one of these things where you're doing funny stories. I even started out with a sombrero. Right? So I was festive. I had my Witch's Brew wine, that spiced wine, seasonal wine. Had that. Ate candy, which I don't do. I don't eat sugary sweets. But hey, it was the All Hallows Eve / Halloween special, and I said we went out and we got some, so I'm gonna make sure to eat some. I was mukbanging a little bit, guys, on the camera. But the thing is, I'm going through all of these stories, and I get to a point. And all of a sudden, I see this really, really awesome story about these people who came and they did a dance at a hospital for this kid in the hospital. And she had cancer. And when I read the headline, I knew inside, I'm like, dude, I'm hosed. I'm gonna cry. And I was trying, you know, I kind of had to do my focus, you know, really center myself and say, dude, you can do this. Oh no, I couldn't. I could not. And I just cried. And I talked about how much my daughter Samantha, rest in peace, how much she loved that holiday and how much she loved dressing up. And it was one of those times, and this happens periodically, you know, it just comes up sometimes. These are my diaries. We talk news, but this is a lot of heartfelt stuff too. And I spoke from the heart for a while. And I have the link. You can see the link to go directly to that time. Okay, it's pretty far into it. It's right before the memes. I don't know how many other stories were before the memes, so it's pretty far into it. But it was powerful. I mean, you know, and the kind of feedback that we got, the people who've been reaching out to us since, I'm really grateful for all of you. It's just an awesome thing. So make sure, go to paleocratdiaries.com, check out our unlisted video. You can only find it there. If you go to my YouTube channel, you will not see this video. It's there, but it's unlisted, so you won't see it. You have to get the link over at paleocratdiaries.com or at facebook.com/jeremiah.bannister. All right, President Donald Trump is holding a rally at Gerald R. Ford International Airport on the eve of Election Day. That's tonight, folks. I know some people going to that. I've thought about it. You know, but I got a lot of stuff to do. I got NaNoWriMo, right? I got the kids here at the house because, of, you know, as Ailey said in the comments, the kids are home this week due to some kids at the school getting COVID. So precautionary measures. Everybody goes back home for, you know, throughout the week. They're doing online stuff. And that's why I've got the bigger group. I've got Ambrose and I've got Teresa Avila. And I have Athanasius. Normally they are at school at Sacred Heart. But they're going to be here today. So they get to see what Papa does to make sure that they can continue going to that school. It's a sacrifice. And it's something that we sacrifice a lot of things. And that may, in fact, include this for me. But maybe not for you. And so if you're able to make it, you got to go. Yeah. The Make America Great Victory Rally at Gerald R. Ford International Airport, November 2nd. At 10:30 p.m. So just, again, he did this last time, too. Grand Rapids is an important place for Donald Trump. And so he's back again, folks. And it's a really good time. I went one. I've been to 2 rallies. I've only made it inside of one. The first one, I made it in, but I didn't get past security. I didn't get past security because I had a book. I had a book and a journal. So my journal, it has notes for the book that I'm writing. Okay, so there's no way that I'm, you know, that's an important notebook that I have. It was also given to me. It's a gift. Very, very attractive book. And I also had a copy of the Divine Comedy. Okay, so Dante. I had a copy of that, and I think I was carrying my buddy's book too because he was with me. But he had a book, the Iliad. And so we're walking in just because it goes so long and you're just standing there. I'm like, well, you know, we can read or whatever. And so I get in and the police at the door that are screening you as you go through told me I can't bring the book inside. What? And they said, we're sorry, sir. You either have to throw away the book and the diary, right? The notebook that I had with me with all my notes for my book, or I had to leave it outside. And I look and I turn around and there's like, you know, maybe 500 protesters outside going crazy. And I said, I'm not putting my stuff out there, man. No way. And I looked at him and I said, what do you think I'm going to do? You know, paper cut somebody to death? And they said, no, it's Secret Service. So, you know, but this is outdoors. So I can't imagine. I don't know. You might want to be careful. Don't bring a book. Don't bring any poetry. They're pretty scared of that stuff. Secret Service. I don't understand that. Doors open at 7:30 p.m. Ticket information for the event, of course, is online. All right. We're going to get to these funny stories. We got a lot of serious ones, but as I said, we're going to be cooking today because I'm going to try to get done a little bit early. We'll see if we can. Not entirely sure that it's going to happen today, but either way, just letting you know it's going to happen throughout this month as NaNoWriMo is going on. So update. Have you seen this chipmunk? No, I have not. Have any of you seen this chipmunk, by the way? You know, it would be easy to spot, right? He's got some kind of, you know, gigantism going on here. Very creepy. And look at the biceps on that thing. Do you see that? Do you see the biceps on this? This is over at katc.com. Oh my gosh. Evangeline Parish Sheriff's deputies are searching for the person. A person? How do you know? How do you know? I mean, we don't know what are the chipmunks getting into? We saw on Saturday night, we saw the meme of the pirate dogs carrying the treasure chest full of medicine. We've seen it. If you haven't, you got to go watch it. It's stunning, right? What they do over the weekend with Halloween, they take full advantage. The animals do. You can see it all over the place, and they make it look like it's cute. Oh, look at this dog dressed up like a pirate carrying a treasure chest. And you're like, dude, that's very concerning. Maybe it's steroids. Because, dude, I'm sorry. This chipmunk is totally juiced out, man. Just gigantic. Look at his back. Look at his back. You gotta go check the Y centers, Go check any place where they're working out. They got weights and stuff because that bugger's there. He'd stand out. Probably has a lot of TikTokers petting him. Oh, he robbed a pharmacy. Dude, what did I say? Totally, man. He needs the juice. He needs the juice, man. He needs to stay puffed. Right? He's like, the SARMs weren't working. I need the real stuff. The robbery occurred just after 12 p.m. Saturday. Okay, this is a little bit older. Have they found this chipmunk yet? At the medicine chest. Dude. It's what I'm saying, man. The treasure chest, the medicine chest. Are you starting to see a pattern? I am. Anybody who watches this show, right? We see patterns like that guy from Beautiful Mind. And believe me, he was onto a lot of things. You can tell by all the strings and tacks on the wall. There was a lot of them. The more you have, the more you see the patterns. I hope you guys are putting those together right now in your house for the animal uprising. We need to do it. Like, where were these buggers spotted? What kind of animal? What kind of animal? Where were they spotted? Wow, man. Once inside, the suspect escorted the employee through the store at gunpoint. Dude, homeboy has a gun with an undisclosed amount of narcotic medication. Oh, narcotics? This is getting dark, guys. It'd be one thing, like, the roid angle that I thought, seeing those biceps, that's a personal matter. More often than not. But narcotic medication? This guy's going straight to the dark side, guys. Straight to the dark side. It's going to make us really wonder, what's going on with all the fentanyl and stuff in our country. You sit there and you go, I just don't know anymore if it's really the cartels or China or, it might be these chipmunks and the animals and crap. You just don't know. We have to do a lot more investigation. What's the update on this? Update? They're seeking information. There is no update. Oh, come on. It says it in the title. Update. No, that's not an update. KATC News. Unbelievable. All right. Oh, this is an update, though. This is something that, and by the way, I need the staff to bring down that coffee. We need him to bring it down. I'm getting down already real quick to the bottom of the superhero mug. And I look over and there's not my big jug of coffee. Need it. You got to send T-Bear. T-Bear's got to come down. TZ Bobeezy. Calling TZ Bobeezy. Raccoons. Remember, guys, when the Raccoons raided that bank in California? You remember that? Apparently, they weren't just breaking into the bank. They weren't necessarily looking for money. Oh, no. Instead, they were looking for cookies. Now, they say biscuits. People over in England talk kind of dumb sometimes. They call cookies biscuits, dude. They're not good with food, man. If you've ever been over to England, you know what I'm saying, right? Their food is bleh. It's so bad. It's so bad over on the other side of the pond that people over there, man, they're even saying that Subway bread isn't real bread because of the sugar content. And I'm like, look, would Jared lie to you? Remember him? Would he lie to anybody? Where is that guy now? Where is he, man? He's probably like 900 pounds in a jail cell. Oh, man, whatever happened to that guy? Okay. Oh, is this a video? Okay, let's see.
Whatever they wanted. The small Chase private client offices were closed and supposedly as secure as a bank. Police arrived and called the Peninsula Humane Society.
Our officer had to chase them around the bank for about 10 minutes because they were just not ready to leave that bank.
They were resisting.
Exactly. So after about 10
They weren't ready to leave, and he goes, they were resisting. Yeah, dude, of course they were. They're done. They have had it. They have had it with us. The animals, dude, have taken it for a long time. This is like maybe even, thousands and thousands of years in preparation, guys. That's why raccoons have been hovering around us for so long. Everyone thought it was because the trash, because, they eat whatever, Oh, no, yeah, they're eating it. They're also kind of downloading the information. They probably assembled ridiculous, computers and stuff, guys. You just don't know anymore.
10 minutes, he was able to safely shoo them out. So
And that's the end of that.
that's the end of it.
But how, you may ask, could they enter a secured bank office? These are not the actual bank raccoons, but they do illustrate that raccoons are highly intelligent, curious, and with
Dang,
opposable
son.
thumbs on their front
that.
hands, are more than capable of learning complex.
Dude, they're going to start coming in our houses, guys. If they know how to get past this, they know how to get in your door. And by the way, are any of you now really terrified to go to the bathroom and sit on a toilet after you saw that on Saturday night, the unlisted video, seeing that the snake come up through the... Dude. The first time I had to do that, I was like looking in there, man. I made sure to check. I'm kind of looking down as it's happening. I'm like, I did it because they can go through it. Oh, and so we now know that snakes can come up through the pipes. They don't respect your privacy. These buggers here are breaking into banks for little things too. Like, if they're willing to break in for cookies, imagine what they would do for Subway sandwiches. Oh, we're in so much trouble, guys. Oh, what's this?
Horse right there. Remember that stick with the horse on it?
What the heck is this?
Yeah, they gathered for the annual Hobby Horse Championships, and it estimated.
Hobby horse. No! No! No, dude, what is happening to our people? What is happening to civilization, guys? Because look, it's one thing to be like at a fair and have those little horses, on the stick and everything, and you're going around. I think the last time I saw one of those horses, the last time I saw that, man, I had to be 15, 16 years old. I was at Cornerstone Music Festival, and the lead singer for Sixpence None the Richer, she had just turned 16. It was, in fact, that day was her birthday. And she, for those who don't know that, the song Kiss Me, right? There's a whole bunch of other songs. In fact, that song's kind of played out. I like a lot of their other music. Their first album is amazing. In fact, their first couple albums were really good. But she had one of those. And every couple songs, man, she'd be like, you want to hear my horsey? And kind of do this thing. But these people, they're taking it seriously. Look at this.
1,000 spectators watched, about 200 people. The riders, by the way, almost all girls between 10 and 18 years old.
Almost all girls between 10 and 18 years old. Money Down says they are TikToking it up. This is all for TikTok money. They all want the upvotes, man. They all want the upvotes. In the comments, Kathy says, first day back to work and I get sent home because high BP blood pressure. I am so sorry. Everybody keep Kathy in your prayers. The high blood pressure. I'm so sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear that. Yes. Also, AKA wife, he needs coffee. Yeah. I do. I haven't gotten the coffee yet. Dude, they're letting me down. T-Bear. Calling T-Bear. Where's my intercom? Dude, my kids are sabotaging me. My kids are sabotaging me. I need this coffee stat, guys. They might actually, they might be being responsible. Yeah. Doing homework and stuff. Brian says raccoons are leading the takeover. Dude, it's a possibility, man. You know, that may be why the dolphins have resorted to getting high on pufferfish, dude. I mean, because dolphins, you know, they're kind of, you know, they're super smart creatures. And, you know, they're probably pretty bummed about that. I mean, you know, the raccoons, it may have been like this kind of inside job, you know, among the leadership, and the raccoons somehow figured out a way to grab it. You don't know. Yeah. Ailey looked it up. Okay, I'm really glad to hear this. Oh.
Mama, she's making the coffee.
Oh, you got to say hi to everybody. See yourself in there?
Hi.
Yeah, right there is Teresa Avila. Yeah, she was the youngest for many years, and she's not anymore. And so she's doing really amazing stuff in school, and an amazing girl. We love her with all of our heart. Thank you so much. So she's making it right now.
Yeah, Mama's making it right now.
Okay, well, you make sure to get your little butt down here when it's done. Stat! Real quick. Go, go! All right. Oh, I love my kids, man. I love them so much. Yep. But Ailey says she looked it up, and it looks like Subway Jared is still in jail. Yeah. Yes, no doubt about that, man. 15 and a half years. Wow. Bethany says, my whole life I've been terrified of a snake biting my buns. In the toilet? In the toilet, dude? That's what they do. They do. They creep up in there, and they're peeping toms. Sickos, man. CF says that's why they're breaking into schools. The raccoons? Dude, yes. That's why they're breaking in. We saw that, didn't we? We saw that, and that was the one that had that, what was it, the school's mariachi band or whatever? I forget what it was. Some kind of a band at this school pulling that. By the way, Facebook, on that video, Facebook, they didn't give me a strike, right? It was like a warning, basically. And they muted some of my video on that because they said that they recognized something from The Daily Show. Dude, there was nothing at all. There was no music at all other than that song and songs that I had made. Nothing else, not even background music to stuff. And it says, you know, if you believe this was done in error, and I'm like, yes, it was. It was banned, by the way, only in certain countries, which I thought was interesting because we talked about some controversial things to do with, you know, what's going on over in France and the whole slice head off crap and terrorist people going into churches, killing people. You know, they're major time locked down with that stuff, man. They've been shutting down mosques. They ain't having it. It's actually kind of amazing if you think about it. You know, but yeah, man. But yeah, so Facebook's, I said, I'm definitely disputing this, and Facebook put it back up. So Bethany says Adam loves hobby horse. What? Is he? It says this was mostly young girls, 10 to 18. Was Adam one of those doing this? If so, we need a video. You have to give us a video. It'd be like the greatest video ever, seeing him do that. Yeah. In the comments, sixpence is cool, but Iona is better. Dude, that is some obscure knowledge that you have, my friend. Yes, Iona is better. Iona is much, much better. If you don't know that band, Iona, oh, man. Dude, I've seen them in concert. Stunning, man. Just awesome music. They're like the Christian Yanni, you know, with a lady singer from overseas and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, being over 13 would be super embarrassing doing that. Yeah, okay. Yep. All right. Okie dokie. Hold on. We'll see a little bit more of this real quick, and then we're moving on. Oh, look at this girl, man. Oh my gosh. What am I going to do? Dude, she's totally freaking out, man. I don't mean to bust on this little girl. She put herself in this situation, though. I mean, this is going to last forever, right? And this girl over here, she's not in it, and she's smiling. She's doing the gelato baboon thing, covering her teeth. You know, covering it. And she's like, look at this girl. This girl doesn't even realize, man, she's being recorded by everybody. Or maybe she's upset, dude. The TikTok, the stream went down. She's like, I can't, you know, how am I going to get this to my fans? Broke the phone. It fell out of her pocket, right? Practicing, jumping over hurdles with the horse. Oh. And anybody watching, look, man, I got to say this. If there's anybody that ever watches this show that sees a video of themselves or a story of themselves, and they're like, dude, this guy's totally dogging. Look, man, we love you guys. You're really putting yourselves out there in extraordinary ways. I can't imagine the vulnerability. I can't imagine. What's this? Dirty Batman. Dirty Batman. leaves his own poo outside door of a man who doesn't clean up his dog's mess. This, can you get in trouble for that, by the way? For the tramp with the 2 dogs. Wow, dude. This guy's mad, man. This is over at LAD Bible, Lad Bible. You've been leaving your dogs blank poop outside people's homes. So not just like one place. It's not like just the backyard. The dog's just going around just duking all over the place. As you've been so generous, I thought I'd leave you a present back. Please use the enclosed poo bags to avoid any further presents coming back to you. Don't blame the wrong person for this. He's like, you need to know it was me. It was me. And they blur it out. Maybe it's like a national security thing. You know, they don't want you to know like the contents of what this guy's eating. You don't know what he's in on, you know. They're like, we got to blur it out. Could you get in trouble for showing that? Human poop? Or is it just like gross and you're like, we don't want to see that? Dude, it looks like a deformed Tootsie Roll, you know? Like if a Tootsie Roll, you know, was crossing its legs or something. Oh my gosh. That's taking it to another level. I mean, you know, it'd be one thing if it's like, oh, this guy is intentionally bringing his dog to my house and you know, having his dog poop in my yard. But being like, oh, I'm watching out the window and seeing that your dog is taking craps in different places and then you walk away. The idea that you're going to go, and did he do it right there in front of the house? Like, you know, pop a squat and grunt? Or did he do it in his house and with a pair of mittens, bring it out and lay it down? He's like, all steamy and soft. Oh my gosh. Look at this, guys. My family takes me very seriously. Very, very, very seriously. Thank you so much. I love you. I love my girl, man. I do. She's my brown-eyed girl. I have a nickname for her. We call her T-Bear. And she doesn't like anybody else calling her T-Bear, only me. And she doesn't want anybody else to know. So, yeah, shh, don't tell. Oh, I love T-Bear. Guy pretty confident he can carry king-size mattress to 4th floor walk-up. This is over at thehardtimes.net by John Danick, New York. By the way, as we're going through this, you know, I know a lot of guys. I don't want to say I'm one of these, right? I might be. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. My Ailey would be like, no, that's not you. But I know guys like this, man, who are like, no, I got it. I got it. You know, and they're herniating out and stuff. They're like, you know, to show that they can do very, very menial things. Nothing very big, but, you know, to them, it's very important. Overly confident 24-year-old Matt Baxter convinced himself today that he could hoist a new king-size mattress to his 4th floor walk-up apartment all by himself. I would not want to do that, by the way. Yeah, I love how they do this. Amused neighbors reported. So, like, the neighbors, they're calling up the Hard Times. Oh, hey, man, we got a story for you. This guy next door, man, he brought his mattress up four flights of stairs, and they're like, oh, we're on it. We're sending a reporter right now. John, you're on it. He's like, on it, guys. Stat. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. It's a mattress, which is quote, this is, okay, so this is according to the guy, right? Baxter. It's a mattress, which is practically a pillow. Yeah, you know, I guess, you know, I guess you can kind of call it that. You know, it'd be like, you know, maybe T-Rex and Salamander kind of thing. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, a little bit heavier. You're like, that Tonka truck and this, you know, Ford truck, they're both trucks. And you're like, well, okay. Or they're both toys. So I don't think I need to call for any extra help. He's reportedly never asked for help for anything in his life. Do you know people like that? I know people like that. They're like, yeah, I've never asked for anything in my entire life. And I'm like, dude, you're so lying. You are so lying. But I know people who will go out of their way to be like, you know, no, I don't need any help doing this. And you're watching, you know, and there's a lot of half-finished projects when that happens. They're like, oh, I'm making my own pool. And you go over and 10 years later, there's still just a big hole in the ground. They eventually just say, you know, it's kind of a mud pit for when there's rain. And they have mud wrestling competitions. And I feel weird about tipping delivery guys, so I just had them open the back of the truck and I dragged it out. Shouldn't be any trouble getting it up to my room as long as I carry it in on the end so I can make it around the corners. I love this, man. Like the idea, like they always know, yeah, we just got to do this and got to do that and got to do this. Man, okay, I've known some guys. There was, in fact, my wife, she saw this entertainment center. And it's probably, what, a year and a half ago? It was awesome, right? Very expensive entertainment center, made of wood, apparently all in one piece. I don't know how this happened. You know, it was very, very difficult, practically impossible to take it apart. Like, once it had been assembled, that's just it. That's all, you have it. Extremely heavy, hundreds of pounds. And she got it, and the thing is, man, they got it to the house. These guys got it to the house, and I had two buddies of mine help, and we were struggling. I mean, we were having the hardest time, and apparently, you know, we're all young. You know, virile guys, we're like, you know, we're all kind of strong and everything. We got this. We are really huffing and puffing, and I'm mad. I didn't even want this dumb thing. I'm like, where are we going to put it? You know, and Angela, you know, oh, it's going to be great. No, it's not. Ailey, you got to get it back. Well, we put it in the house, took forever, ended up breaking part of the door. And then I asked later, I'm like, dude, you know, how many guys did it take to do this? I think she said one, and he was like in his 50s. What, dude? And then the guy, maybe it was two, but then we finally got rid of it. We had no use for it, right? We ended up getting a TV that was way too big to fit inside. So it just was there for a long time. It's one of those lessons learned. It's one of those lessons learned. You know what I mean? Maybe one of the few times that Ailey has ever been wrong about something. Maybe. I rolled with it, though. I rolled with it. And, you know, but the people who took it out, it was one of those things that's like, it's so heavy, you say it's free to anybody who can be man enough to get it out. All right? It's like Excalibur, right? It's one of those things. If you can get this out, it is totally yours, dude. It is totally yours. Oh, my gosh. Let's see. Nina Alvalar, Baxter's girlfriend, explains that he has always had a stubborn, unrealistic view of his own abilities. Quote, this is pretty typical for Matt. I think I've heard him say, I can just do it myself, more than I've heard him say, I love you. Oh, no. But that might be his way, you know? That might be his way of showing that he loves you, you know, and saying it that way. Man. Whose threats of paying for a spa day result in constant foot massages from Baxter. Okay. So, yeah. So the idea, he doesn't even send her to the spa. He's like, I'll just give you foot massages all the time. He once refused to go to a dentist to have his tooth pulled because his own pliers can just watch it. Yeah, because he owns pliers and he can just watch a tutorial on YouTube. Oh, no, dude. See, that's like, that's wicked bad. That's one of those things, man. I'm already weirded out by dentists, you know. They freak me out a little bit, you know. I definitely appreciate nitrous while I'm there, kind of distracting me from the reality of the situation, that I have people gawking at my teeth and wanting to pull stuff out and everything and messing with my gums and stuff, always wanting to give me dental floss. And I'm just like, bro, oh, come on, man. Come on. But if I'm being totally honest with myself, it's actually kind of hot that he's so self-sufficient. Do you ladies? You know, when it isn't moronic and dangerous. You know, what do you guys think about that, by the way? What do you think about that? Is that kind of sexy if a guy's like, you know, let's say that it's a little bit, you know, annoying a little, and he's always saying, I can do it. But what if he does? You know, I know there's people out there that say that. And yeah, CF says, the mattress guy totally sounds like an Onion story. Thehardtimes.net. It is. What, this isn't real? This right here will show you how real this story is. Quote, this type of behavior is typical of the American male. We already know what we're going through, guys, right now. It's 2020. It often starts as children when they force themselves to bring in all the groceries in one trip. Explained Dr. Laura Zobar, head of research at Pepperdine's Graduate School of Education and Psychology. She goes on and says, this warped sense of ability then blossoms into unrealistic do-it-yourself home projects, risky trick attempts when enjoying outdoor activities like snowboarding or skateboarding, and a total refusal to seek therapy in any context, whether mental or physical. Dude, this is hilarious. And I'll tell you, I got to just say this. When I saw snowboarding, it was one of these things. I don't, I may not have this problem, but I do have some where I'm like, I don't need to really learn about this. And one of those was snowboarding. We went snowboarding in high school. And we're out there, man. We're having a really good time. I've got a bunch of girls I'm trying to impress. And I hop on this snowboard. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to just rock this. Because I'd seen videos, I'd seen videos online, people doing awesome stunts and stuff. And I was really pumped about it. I had a friend who went snowboarding all the time. He had the gear and everything. So I go to the rental place. I grab the board. I go up to the top. And I really struggle getting on and off of the lift with the snowboard. I could easily do it with skis. I've done it many times. But a board, I'm like, what am I doing? That should have been like a clue that I should have gone over to the bunny hill where they were training people how to snowboard. And I didn't do it. I didn't, because I thought that was dumb, dude. I'm like, oh, all the people over at the bunny hill? I don't think so, man. I'm way past that. I've been there before. Ain't going back. So I go up the hill. I get to the top and I'm all like, whoa. And I'm all slipping and sliding around. Finally get, all the way to the where this hill. And it's, by the way, this is a huge one. It's not the biggest one. But it is very big. And there's no moguls, right? I'm excited about that. And I'm going down this hill. And I never even thought, because I didn't go on the bunny hill, I didn't realize that when people were going back and forth like this, that slalom type thing, right? That's not like a trick. I just thought that they were looking dope, because there's all this snow just going everywhere when they do it, And I'm thinking, dude, wow, man, that's like super dope. One day I'll be able to do that. And I just thought that you just went straight down the hill. I didn't even know about this whole going back and forth ordeal. And so I'm just going straight down on a metal board. Dude, my face is like, I'm going so fast. I start getting scared, man. Like, I don't know how to stop it. I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm going down, and my face is like peeling up. I'm like, like you're on a rocket, going to outer space, kind of thing. And, my eyes are peeling up like, oh, no, what's happening to me? And next thing I know, my board turns sideways. So now I'm facing the bottom of the hill. I'm looking straight at it. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, doing the flailing, flailing arm tomb man thing. And all of a sudden, I'm like so scared, I push my toes. Wham, dude. Boom, face first into the snow. And oh my gosh, man. The whole world just stopped. Dude, I'm telling you, it was like on a dime. It just wham. And all I do is I hear laughter. My head is throbbing. My face, dude, I thought I was bleeding, man. I thought I'd lift up my face and there'd be blood in the snow. But I look up, man, looking stupid, mouth full of snow, face completely just, red. And I look up, and some of those chicks that I was trying to impress were up there. Oh, no. So make sure, guys, if you ever want to snowboard, don't pull what this guy does. Don't do that. All right. Oh, what's this? Oh, wait a second. What the heck? Okay, so dude, oh, wow. He has one arm and one leg. Blam. Oh, are you seeing this? Holy moly, son. Oh, and here she goes. She's like, I'm going to take it a different route. Let me look around. She was so fascinated by what he was doing. Oh, she's waiting. Oh, she's like, oh, you want to help him up. Do you see that, by the way? Did you catch that? Oh, and then another girl. Oh my gosh. Okay, look, you got to pay attention to the people on the outside. Okay, look at the girl up there, pausing it. She's looking like, hey, you want to help this guy? And the girl's like, yeah, I'll help. Look at this. You see this? They're like, yeah, and she nods, yeah, I'll help. And then they wait. Oh, the third girl's coming in. They're all in on this. They're like, oh yeah, he really needs help. No, dude, bro is just tank. Oh yeah, and look, you see that girl right there? Yeah. What? What the heck just happened? Oh, dude, that's great, man. That is really great. What is this one? Man, I've been having problems with this video. What the heck? Well, just this one. Just this one. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and let's put it over here and let's see if we can go ahead and get that. All right. What is this video? Oh, it's just blank. It is just black. Oh, I know what that is. It's okay. It's a post basically from it's a post from what is it, man? For Halloween, right? There was a family that there was no candy because of cancer and stuff, but they wanted to thank everybody for being out there and everything. And it was really cool. Okay. Mesker Park Zoo achieves first Eastern Hellbender breeding in captivity. What? Oh, no, what? Okay, wait a second. So this zoo is intentionally breeding Hellbenders? Eastern Hellbenders? What is wrong with people, dude? Okay, this is according to tristatehomepage.com. Mesker Park Zoo and Botanic Garden made history on October 7th. Oh, Botanic Garden. You think that they should be involved in breeding animals? Hellbenders at a botanical place, dude? Something's wrong, man. Something is wrong. With the discovery of 68 fertile Eastern Hellbender eggs in an artificial breeding stream. This marks the first time that they bred in captivity and signifies a high point in the efforts to restore this endangered species. Guys, sometimes it's okay to let endangered species, just die. It's okay, right? If it's named Hellbender, say you've lived a good one. Your species was noble, but we're glad to see you go. Oh my gosh. Have these people not seen Jurassic Park? It's a documentary, dude. From the future. It's like the guy from Back to the Future, Michael J. Fox. Went to the future. He recorded a crazy experiment, probably at a botanic garden, and then brought it back and revealed it. And everybody's chalking it up. I mean, it's sad, man, because basically Jurassic Park has now been, consigned to being nothing more than a movie. Documentary. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah. Ailey says, by the way, about the mattress, it did take one person. You were supposed to lie. You're supposed to go, no, Jeremiah, it took 5, remember? 5 very muscular men, you and your 2 buddies, Atticus and Mike. You guys did really good. Was Devin there? Might have been 4. I thought it might have only been 2, though. I don't know. You're supposed to lie. Dan says, I still bring in all the groceries in one trip. You aren't a man if you can't. Yeah, dude, cutting off circulation in your fingers. Have you ever had that? Like, you're like, it's like really, really heavy one, like for some dumb reason, the lady behind the counter puts like 3 gallons of milk into a plastic bag and you're like, and it's cutting off the circulation to your arm. You're like, and it really hurts badly. It's like, damaging nerves and stuff in your hand. Yeah, Lee Ramon, assistant curator, says, I think everybody realizes how monumental this is and kind of a game changer. Dude, it is a game changer. That's what I'm saying. If you bring back or you save these extinct species and stuff, you don't know. Like, have they ever wondered if maybe they're going extinct because it's something that they did wrong? Have you ever wondered about that? These people, they're trying to play God, man, all the time. I say that about the koalas. And the pandas. Oh, man. Oh, buddy. Being able to breed them in captivity will allow us to get larger numbers back into the wild. Dude, by the wild, they mean your backyard. That's what they mean. This is just hellacious. Look at this right here. This is obviously some dystopian crap Look at it. It's like right out of Brave New World, guys. Oh, they're expected to hatch into larvae within approximately 72 days. Great. We have enough time to get our guns, okay? So make sure, if you're not ammoed up, you need to be ready. You need to be ready, man. Yeah. Let's see here. We're moving on. I can't deal with this, man. Can't deal with those. Oh, were you on the serious news already? Oh, no, we are. It's already serious. No. Aww. Oh, man. Oh, come on, man. Why? Super serious news is coming. Well, that's good. It's actually a little bit before 11. We started a little bit after 10, which means even if it's trimmed by about 8 minutes or so, we're doing good, guys. I'm trying because we've been doing like 2.5-hour episodes and stuff. In the comments, Cherie says, I love that my man is sure of his abilities, but he isn't stubborn to the point of hurting himself anymore. He is, however, intimidating, which is great. Yes, I can attest for that. Dude is Haas. And that beard. People see that beard and they're like, dude, no. Yeah. Barbara says, I'm laughing so hard at your snowboarding story. So funny. It's funny for you, Barbara. It's funny for you. It scarred me for years. It scarred me. I'm the only sister of 4 brothers. Yup. That was a so funny story. I'm glad that you got a kick out of that. I'm willing to throw myself under the bus or onto the snow from time to time in order to make people laugh. It's a good time. It's a good way to start your morning. Oh, man. Yeah, exactly. Annette Conrad is laughing. By the way, anybody who sees Annette Conrad, you got to say hi to her. It's my mom. My mom watches this. I think that she likes to see what am I willing to say and to throw myself, right, onto you guys, right, onto to say, look, man, at your mercy, and go, I'm going to make fun of things. I'm going to make fun of myself. I'm going to put myself out there. Are you along for the ride? I think she likes to see it. And every once in a while, we tell stories about my mom. I don't know if she saw, I don't know, if my mom saw the episode where I talked about her curling my hair. When I said that I wanted one of those greasy perm mullets that were cool back in the day, where you had like a spike on top and you had this kind of hockey hair in the back that was gross and greasy, like you'd been sweating after doing a marathon and stuff. And she took it with a blow dryer and she was curling it with the big fat iron. I just had these massive, it was just poofy on my whole, and I didn't even really have a mullet. I mean, I did a little bit, but she just did the whole back of my head. Oh, and she made me wear a sweater, dude. It's like it's a grandma sweater. You know what I'm saying? We were going out to a very public place. I was so mad. Shirley says, what the heck? Talking about the Hellbenders. She says, let them go to their resting place. I know. We might have to start taking stuff into our own hands. Oh. They don't say what a hellbender is, but it is a gigantic aquatic salamander. Again, is that going to be yet another creature that's going to go up the pipes of the toilet like the snakes? I'm telling you, it's going to be scary. Barbara Farley, I am Chris Farley's sister. What? Are you serious, by the way? Are you tricking me, Barbara? Chris Farley. Like as in like the Chris Farley that, big man in a little coat. Because if you're listening, you are rocking. I am super glad that you tuned in. We try to have fun every single day from 10 to noon or thereabout, right? During NaNoWriMo month, I'm writing a novel. And so we may have to cut it a little bit early. And you can find all of that stuff. You go to paleocratdiaries.com. That's Paleocrat, paleocratdiaries.com. And you can see not only my stuff with the live show, but you can see videos that we've done, these kind of mockumentary style things, exposés, supposedly. It's a whole bunch of fun, different political satire. And a show also called Paleo Cheese, which is a really good time. We talk about movies and books, talk about learning about pheromones, right? trying to cover up the smell of using a bathroom at a person's house that you're a visitor to for the first time, when the bathroom was on the other side of a wall where they were eating from. Like, it was right around the corner, and we were eating pizza. I'm not going to tell that story. You got to go watch the video. It is hilarious. And you can find all of that. You can find all of that by going to paleocratdiaries.com. All right, everybody, look, we are going to rock out right now. Let me see. Let me see if I got the main here. Okay. Oh, no, I took it out. I took it out, didn't I? Video capture, graphic. Okay. Okay, we are going to, yeah, we are going to play. Oh, yeah. Here we go. We're going to play the song, guys. It's the beginning of the week. I know that my son, oh, and you know what? He's home, so he can hear this. So, in your face, bro. In your face, man. You're going to hear the song. The people love it. It's like number one. It's number one on all the charts, I think. Right? It's the Wolfpack song. Yeah, it's the Wolfpack song from Paleocrat Diaries. We made it up. So it's a really great song. So again, we're going to have to pour this coffee because we're going to get serious. It's time for real news. It's all real news. It's all real news. But this is the boring part, where it all of a sudden gets political and stuff. Where we start talking about riots and protests and all the weirdos that are trying to ruin this country. We do. That's what we're going to talk about. And it's going to be a whole bunch of fun. You're going to see me probably just, hair on fire. Hair on fire. Oh, by the way, Barbara, this is crazy, man. She says, yes, she really is Chris Farley's sister. He was a daily communicant. So when I hear shenanigans, I lived them daily. I listen to you often. I'm a nanny. When infants nap, I watch your show. You are awesome. That is, I need to screenshot this. Yeah. Oh, Barbara. Oh, Barbara. You are awesome. And a nanny. And a nanny. Ah. Yeah, I am definitely adding that. We are going to add that to the show. I don't know if you heard that. That was a screenshot. Definitely took that. Oh, man. Very, very, very good. Oh, man. All right, we're going to listen to this song, Raise Your Coffee High, because today is the day the Lord has made. We're rejoicing and we're glad in it, right? We're giving it everything we've got. We are insisting, as we do every day, that we shall never give up, that we will keep on smiling, and we will always remember our death. Our death will always be before our eyes, because we know we're alive right now, but we don't know when that day will come. And so because we don't know when the day or the hour of our death will come, we live life to the fullest. We give it everything we got. We make sure that we redeem the time. And we're doing that right here, okay? So let's go ahead. Wolfie's song. Raise it high, everybody. Here we go. Yep. Get that coffee. Get that tea. Doesn't matter what you're drinking. Doesn't matter what you're eating. Raise it high, because we're going to howl at the sun. Come on, kid. Woo! Come on. Ow! Thank you, Jesus. Come on. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Oh. Ow! Wolf packing it up straight to the dome. Straight to the dome. Straight to the dome. And you know what? We're going to try this. Let's try this transition here. Can we do that? Doink. Look at this. I'm in a circle. I'm inside of a little circle. What's up with that? Oh, let me see if I can get over here a little bit. Oh, you got to center yourself, man. I need maybe a bigger circle. I need a bigger circle. And let me know, guys, if there's any latency on that video and my voice is like looking like a dubbed kung fu movie. You got to let me know in the comments. Yeah, and Ailey says Lucian howls now. Oh, dude, I got a video. I have a video. I have a video of kids dancing and kids howling at their house. Oh, man. You guys, if you guys have videos of kids or yourselves raising that glass high, make sure to share them with us. You can find us on social media. You know, I don't normally like going to Twitter and stuff like that. I just started up at Parler. Kind of slow. I like it and everything, but it's like, you know, I don't know, man. We'll see. It seems like a good venue for us, though. And so you got to make sure, find us on social media. In fact, you can do that at jeremiah.bannister. If you go on Facebook, add me as a friend. Okay? Add me as a friend and share those pictures, man. Share those videos, raising that glass high, raising the burgers high. Doesn't matter. We are howling at the sun. All right. On to the real news. Tell me if this is true, by the way. Yeah. Oh, come on. Really? Can we scooch that bugger over? Oh, no. Okay, a little bit. Yeah, update from the CDC. I'll go ahead and just read it to you guys. Okay. Yeah. Of the 220,000 deaths reported as due to COVID, the actual cause was... Now, and this is one of those things where we have actual cause and there would be something that would be accompanying that. Okay? So if somebody, you know... correct me if I'm wrong about that, right? But that, let's say that you've got pneumonia, and you've got cancer, or you have AIDS, and you have a certain kind of pneumonia. That can kill you. That's why you need to take medicines like Pentam, for example, right? I know this, our daughter and stuff, who had childhood brain cancer, rest in peace, memory eternal to Samantha. But she had to take that to try to assure that she wouldn't get pneumonia, because you get a certain kind of pneumonia, man, it's, you know, mortality rates are through the roof. And so if she were to have died of complications to do with that, I don't know. I mean, how would they treat that? Would they have said she died of pneumonia or she died of cancer? This is a question I don't entirely know. That's why I'm asking if people, if people know how to frame this, just let me know. You can email me at paleocratdiaries@gmail.com. But it says 88,208 pneumonia and influenza. 17,799 were chronic respiratory disease. 26,365 respiratory distress syndrome. 44,261 were hypertensive disease. 23,275 heart disease. And 28,000 were cardiac arrest. Yeah. Yeah. You know, and so how, you know, there's a legitimate debate over how the medical community is defining not only how people are dying, but apparently even the sickness itself. If you look, for example, if you look at the rates that we say that people are having the flu, it's almost like it doesn't exist. The flu just is gone, guys. Hardly anybody got the flu. Hardly anybody got the flu. It's just kind of weird. It's, you know, it used to be that you got the flu. It's been that way for a long, long time. And then this year, all of a sudden, there's, you know, double digits. Barely over one on average per state. Doesn't that seem super fake to you, by the way? Doesn't that just seem radically unrealistic? It at least sounds like something that we need to have an actual, very serious national discussion and debate about. You know? We need to go Lincoln Douglas on this. I'm talking like 7-hour-long debates and stuff. Stuff that goes on for a long time. Stuff that for most people would be very boring, but allows everybody to get out their point without being confined to, you have 2 minutes to describe this. No, you don't. You have more time than that. You must have more time than that. Otherwise, all you're doing is you're providing fuel for sound bites. That's it. You're just simply giving people snippets. It's like, show us your best bumper sticker. No way. I don't know how this one got on here. Man, I gotta scooch this bugger over. Seriously. Man, what's up with that? Hold on a second. We're gonna figure out here, because I got this set up here for news 2, and for some reason, okay, window capture. I'm gonna make sure that we can just move this bugger around, because this is really annoying me. This is really annoying me. All right, let's get that centered. Let's get that bad boy centered. There we go. Window capture. All right. Oh, did it affect everything? No, it did not. Very good. Okay. So here's the thing. Yeah, you owe those conspiracy theorists an apology. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I may have to move out of this thing. What the heck, man? What in the blazes? That's so crazy, dude. No. We're in real time. We are going to do this, guys. We are going to make sure that we can go ahead and do this. Okay, because we need to be able to see it. I don't know why. And you can see, of course, all my tabs. There's a whole bunch of these tabs. And I kind of like this, this circle. I'm learning to stay inside the circle. There we go. And look at that. Look at that, guys. All right. That's kind of nice. Isn't it? All right. Sorry about that. So yeah, you owe these conspiracy theorists an apology. And why is that? Because New Zealand has announced quarantine camps for people who refuse to be tested. And by the way, it is not just quarantine camps. When you go in there, if you are not, if you will not get tested after 2 weeks, you're staying there. You're staying. You're not getting out. I don't know how people don't see this as just like that's Nazi crap, by the way. You know, it's amazing to see the kind of authoritarian impulses that are happening on the left and these complete, bizarro world cuckoo crazy pant weirdos who are typically fomenting, they're foaming at the mouth about Donald Trump. And yet they're like, oh, yeah, by the way, we're setting up quarantine camps and we're going to take you involuntarily. And if you don't get tested after 14 days, what do you think? It's a magical thing that's just going to keep on going and going and going? My gosh, man. Yeah. Unbelievable. By the way, everybody, this is actually a really urgent thing. Kathy in the comments section says she's being sent from the doctor's office to the hospital. Her blood pressure is at stroke level. Please continue to pray. That is heavy. I know Kathy. I know her. In fact, I don't do this ever. But we're going to do this right now. I ask that you just pray with me, okay? In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. God, I ask that you be with Kathy. You know right now what she's going through, and you know what she's been through. You know that she went from having a good time on the show, having a blast, laughing, to being in a very, very urgent situation that needs immediate medical attention. God, I ask that you would give her the calm, that you would calm down that heart, and that you would calm down and lower that pressure in her body. And that you would give her the kind of resolve to not be afraid, to be calm, to trust that you are in control. That her family too could also trust. And to realize that those doctors are going to do their very best. That they're going to treat her carefully. And God, I ask that you guide their hands, and that you guide their hearts and guide their minds to give her the best, most urgent treatment possible. And I ask that this be done in Jesus' name. God, we love you. And we thank you that you hear our prayers. And we ask all these things. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Oh, I've never done that on the show. That's one of those things, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people, that that watch TV shows and watch, radio, or listen to radio shows, or they may be watching something, but if it's not live and if they're not engaging with the audience, that person could stroke out, that person could have a heart attack, that person could, get super sick, fall down and break their leg. You'd never know. But we engage here with the audience. And people say, pray the Hail Mary. The last line is the one that guards you around the time of death. Yes. Yes. Pray for us now and at the hour of our death. Keep us in the loop, by the way. I mean it. And family, if family's watching, keep us in the loop about this. We sincerely care for members of the Wolfpack, and I'm not even kidding about that. All right, moving on. And keep her in your heart, by the way. Keep her in your heart throughout the day, and we'll try to keep updates and stuff for that. That's serious business. Burn your masks. It stops now. Enough is enough. America has decided that masks are no longer mandatory. It stops when we say so. This is actually not true. Ask the people in, like, you can see uprisings of this, but it's not as simple. Okay, so this could be true, but it's not as simple as that. Okay, if people say, well, I'm not going to, you can take it on a small scale of a person who goes into a store and says, I'm not going to wear a mask. Security will go, security will escort you out. Maybe you've got a good TikTok video now. Okay, and I don't mean to diminish that. I know people who are involved in the front lines of activism on this stuff. But the truth is, it makes for good videos, but that hasn't changed. It hasn't changed the protocol. Because we are not an anarchistic state. We may be in an anarchistic state, right? But we are not an anarchistic state. We have hierarchy. There is authority. And the state has a monopoly on law. And at the end of the day, they also have a monopoly on enforcement of said law. So if someone says, well, I'm not going to do this, you will begin the process of in your desire, hopefully stopping it. That is how you initiate a process. Because let's say your business says you're not going to do it anymore. You decide, I'm not going to wear a mask. I'm not going to require anybody to wear a mask. If that's what you do, they're going to come in and shut you down. That's what they did to Libertas, a Christian school, with legal representation, by the way. That's what they did to Barber. Now, did he win in the end? Went to court. There are costs, by the way. That's not free. And that's what, people need to realize, man, there is a sacrifice that goes on about that. There's a sacrifice that you make when you decide that you want to advance a cause that may get you in trouble. In fact, you should read the Declaration of Independence. Reread it. Reread it, man. These guys knew what they were getting into, by the way. New research points to the People's Liberation Army Hospital in Wuhan as origin for global coronavirus pandemic. A paper, this is by Tyler Durden over at zerohedge.com. A paper published on Zenodo by Stephen Quay, head of two COVID-19 therapeutic programs at Atossa Therapeutics, illuminates new scientific observations and conclusions documenting that the SARS-CoV-2 pandemic began at the General Hospital of Central Theater Command of People's Liberation Army, PLA Hospital, in Wuhan, China. It even says where it's located, right? According to the paper, international biospecimen data repositories indicate as early as December 10th, 2019, COVID patients' records were being created by PLA personnel. Yes, man. Weeks before. And by the way, that would put it, if people could have it for 2 weeks before even knowing it, that would put it in November, which is what I've been saying, I believe. I said, I think that this stuff goes back into November. Weeks before the Chinese government informed the World Health Organization of the pandemic. And they have evidence of this, by the way. You got to go check out that article. Yale psychiatrists suggest that middle America may need to be leveled like Dresden to stop Trump. Information Liberation, this is Chris Menahan. Middle America may need to be leveled like Dresden in order to break the Hitler-esque spell that Trump has on his supporters. This is according to Yale psychiatrist Brandy X. Lee. Lee, who bills herself as an expert on global violence prevention wrote Wednesday on Twitter, a reporter whose grandparents were refugees from Nazi Germany related to me, quote, I cannot help but remember a conversation I had with my grandfather about the firebombing of Dresden, whether he thought the Allies should be reproached for targeting civilians. He said, and I remember this well, that it was a necessity, because nothing short of the sight of seeing their cities leveled would have broken the spell. The German public, he said, was not open to reason. They could not be persuaded to abandon Hitler. That comment haunted her, she said. Needless to say, we're seeing the same phenomenon here, and every day that Donald Trump has exposure to the public, he spellbinds his followers ever more deeply. As mental health experts are precisely the ones banned from comment. No, you're not. You're up there right now commenting crazy nonsense. Think of how insane that is, by the way. And just so you guys know, the mental health profession is one of the least scientific. It is. It's voodoo country. It's voodoo land, man. It's voodoo land. And it's garbage, man. They're constantly being shown that their treatments are crap, that they don't work, that in fact, so many people who are on a lot of these medicines end up being much the worse off for it, and that there's other remedies. And I'm not here promoting, what is it? How would you pronounce it? Naturopathy? Naturopathy, right? Naturopathy, homeopathy. I'm not doing any of that. I'm simply saying that there are other things that people can do. Like, for example, things that don't require any additional substance of any kind whatsoever. Things like, I don't know, getting outside. Things like being in the sun. Things like turning off the TV. Things like not playing so many apps and scrolling on social media. Maybe even deleting your social media account. Walking without shoes, by the way. This kind of stuff here. This is what the leaders of the resistance are fantasizing about. If Trump loses, they're not just fantasizing about it. I got a video talking about what's going to happen and what groups like Antifa and all of the network of groups that are involved in that and who identify with that idea. What those groups are planning on doing, not just tomorrow, but the day after. Yeah. Yeah, they fantasize. Subjecting his supporters to Soviet-style show trials. Guys, this is not going to go away. Let's imagine for a second if Donald Trump loses these group of people here, the kind of mindset that you're seeing on display by whack jobs over at Yale and stuff, like this lady, that's the kind of thing that will be advanced. That's what they will push for. Whether or not it goes through, the mere fact that they'll have a hearing, the mere fact that you could actually imagine. You can imagine committees listening to these people describe how this is what we need to do. Line them up, folks. Line them up. Firebomb them. There's a picture of what it was like, by the way. Yeah, sorry it was like so far over there. I don't know. Yeah, and okay, all right. The ban from comment is probably a reference to the Goldwater rule, which says that it's unethical for psychiatrists to diagnose public figures that they haven't examined in person. Yeah. Yeah, which she already violated, by the way. So she's not banned. She violated it. Yeah. She violated the rule by diagnosing Trump as psychologically and mentally both dangerous and incapacitated. That is untenable, by the way. You could easily destroy her in that argument. A kid could do it. A kid could do it and show how he's not dangerous. In fact, we've lived with an extraordinary amount of peace, unless you want to blame the people whose philosophy is about violence. And if you don't understand that, you need to read the Anti-Fascist Handbook. Familiar yourself with Mr. Bray, the guy who wrote it, and read what he says, man. In fact, there's a great video. Oh, conveniently enough, censored on YouTube, censored on Vimeo. A video put out by Jack Persobic over at One American News. talking about the rise of Black Flag, right? I'm so sorry, Black Bloc, right? The rise of Antifa. I always say Black Flag. The rise of the punk band. Yeah, no. And that's the thing, man. That is the thing. They banned it. Now, you can go and watch it. In fact, I might do a watch party. And if I do, it'll be an unlisted video. You can see it over at paleocratdiaries.com. And we'll just watch it together. It's only an hour long, but it goes through the history of anti-fascist action, why it is a terrorist group, okay? And it is a terrorist group. The multiple levels of organization that are happening, not just nationally, but internationally. The way that they've been trained by recognized terrorist groups in the Middle East. It's all there. And video after video after video of the violence that they hurl at people. And the thing is, this lady, maybe she would say he's dangerous because we're seeing, the people's reaction to Donald Trump. You're like, but that's dangerous, what they're doing. And they're basing it on a philosophy that says that they are, it's anarchistic because they determine for themselves not only if and when to do acts of violence and against whom those acts of violence will be committed, but to what degree it may be necessary. Rando person, I take it upon myself. That is the most lawless crap in the world. That, by the way, lawlessness is dangerous when it comes to violence. When it comes to people, ignoramuses who sit there and say, well, I'm going to take it into my own hands. By the way, what do you think? This lady right here probably talks about people who in the past have pro-life people. It's happened, right? There was one in particular, a really one that was particularly tragic, where he goes in and just starts pumping people full of lead. He believed that it was his right and responsibility to take it into his own hands. She'd say, well, that's lawless. That's crazy. That's dangerous. Again, you could easily tear them up. I've been reminded it's almost 11:20. Yeah, because Ailey's got to head out. All right, yep. Burn our cities down, but Trump supporters are the violent ones. Yep, exactly. Zach says, that's scary. They can say it's necessary to cause destruction to break your beliefs. If you don't believe as they do, then they use violence against you and use a twisted logic to justify it. You can hear him describe it himself. And he says, if you truly believe that somebody is a fascist, then what can you do to stop them? And here's the amazing thing about it. Remember the guys who, in fact, I may even have some stuff on this. Let's see here. Hold on. I have so many good stories, guys. Oh, right there. Okay, yeah, real quick. YouTube and Vimeo censor. This is thepostmillennial.com. Censor Antifa, rise of black flags. Oh, it is. Rise of black flags. Okay, I was right. I was right about it, man. Documentary. Yeah, you got to watch it, man, because in there, you are going to see the kind of craziness. I may as well just skip right over to this stuff. Skip right over to this, because we're talking about it. This is the kind of stuff you're going to see. Imagine this person, by the way. Imagine this person truly believing that in a worldview that says that you as an individual have the right and responsibility to decide if, when, and against whom political violence, and to what extent political violence should be done. Listen.
I hope all of your children get raped and killed! You're a fucking disgrace to society! I hope all of your children...
I hope all of your children...
Get raped! And killed!
And killed.
You're a fucking disgrace!
You're a disgrace. See this girl right here? Dangerous. Dangerous. Because she's embracing a philosophy that doesn't just conclude that, by the way, about police. This is against police. But doesn't just embrace that, but even worse, goes further and says, not only does she hope, But deep down inside, if she stays consistent with her own philosophy of the world, she has a right and a responsibility to maybe even act on it. Because you got guys like this, David Walsh, adjunct faculty member at George Mason University, PhD candidate at Princeton University. He says, here's the thing. If the worst case scenario happens next week, Americans don't need to just protest. They need to actively try to topple the government. Get ready, by the way. Get ready. Imagine this. This is what we're up against, guys. This is what, by the way, this is what the Yale lady won't condemn. You won't see this. She'll make up nonsense to talk about how Trump's dangerous. Oh, yeah, he's just being nominated for, he's having people suggest that he win the Nobel Peace Prize because he has done multiple landmark peace agreements. Amazing, isn't it? Amazing, isn't it? I was finally able to see the statement by the Texas GOP in regards to the Texas Tribune's request for info on the Trump train Biden bus incident. It's awful. If this is the GOP of today, I want no part. Here's a screenshot. What does it say? Yeah, this person, they're saying that the journalist wanted information to attempt to portray conservatives as violent radicals, even though it is leftists from Antifa and BLM who've been assaulting, robbing, and looting fellow citizens and their property. Below is Chairman Allen West's response. Quote, Three Trump supporters have been executed. One in Portland, one in Denver, one in Milwaukee. A leftist mob attempted to storm the house of the McCloskeys, threatened to burn the house down, threatened to rape Mrs. McCloskey, and then kill them both. Where is the liberal corporate media's concern about the real violence? Additionally, none of what your question implies is accurate. It's more fake news and propaganda. And this person up here, Paul Revere's ghost, I'm scared of the Republican Party. Dude, people have been executed, bro. Straight up shot down in the streets. And I was mentioning the guys. Okay, those guys, remember the people, there's a, where is it? Where is it, man? Okay, this is going to drive me nuts. Because there is an article right here. Okay, militiamen. Here we are. Oh, it's over at Daily Mail. Okay, let's, for some reason, man, Daily Mail has always wanted to act kind of goofy on me. Okay. Militiamen who plotted to kidnap Trump, or to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer. So, okay, militiamen who plotted to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer also threatened, I already did it. Pausing the site. Refresh. I apologize again. You got to see this because it plays into exactly what I'm talking about when it says this. Okay, these people, remember this? The people that wanted they threatened to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer. They also threatened to, quote, hang Trump, Obama, and the Clintons and replace Republican South Carolina Governor Henry, to place him in custody. The South Carolina governor. An arrest affidavit states how Barry Croft, 44, of Bear, Delaware, targeted the various governors and politicians. Posts from his Facebook account expressed anger toward President Trump and Barack Obama, the Clintons, and more. You want to know why? Because this person is Antifa. They are Antifa. There's internal disagreements between people in Antifa. One side of that would be people that we see this over and over with the Boogaloo Boys. We're seeing more and more and more. And the media tries to portray it as white supremacists going in and trying to make it look like they support George Floyd. Make it look like they support BLM. But coincidentally, over and over and over again, that's where they are. And most of the time, when they're there, there is no problem. Because the truth is, people involved with Antifa, whether they be more along the so-called right, which I don't even want to identify it that way, they don't believe in government. They don't believe in hierarchy or authority, those moral foundations that are essentially the right. You aren't a right-winger. You're just not a commie. You're not a statist commie. You're not a Stalinist. You're not a Maoist. So what? You believe that the state, and that's what these people say, by the way. They talk about how if you support the state at all, that's authoritarian, that it's tyrannical. Their worldview is inseparable, and they believe too that they have the right and the responsibility to determine if, when, against whom, and to what degree they're going to use violence against people. And it's not just leaders. If they're willing to do it against leaders, then they're willing to do it against me and you. It's no joke, guys. It's no joke. This is a serious, serious problem. Here's another serious problem. I don't know if you guys saw this. Laura Loomer catches Kamala Harris body double. This is over at the Gateway Pundit. And if you don't believe me, let's judge for yourself here. Here we go. Why would they do this, by the way? And think of the people who are in on it. And what are the tells in your mind that this is in fact a body double? Why would we do this, by the way? Here we go. Okay, look at this. You can already tell, by the way. You can already tell. But here we go. Look at her face. Look at the eyes, dude. Look at the skin color. Look at the eyes. Look at the color of the hair. This is mega dupe fake, guys. Super dopes. Look at it. Look at the eyes, man. Look at it.
That's not Kamala Harris. That must be.
And see, look at that. As soon as she said that's not Kamala Harris, look at this guy over here. He nods. Oh, yeah. They don't know what to do, by the way. These people, you're going to hear, they don't have an answer for that. And if you said that's not Kamala Harris, and somebody was talking, now watch fake Kamala. Watch what she does. Watch this.
Doesn't even look like her. That's not Kamala Harris.
Turns away. Turns away, man. Turns the face. Get away from that. Now watch this other guy doing some interference here.
That's not Kamala Harris. It looks nothing like her. Very
He doesn't say anything, by the way. And watch this. Now they rolled up in a big limousine.
deceptive to the voters to send body doubles out. Very deceptive.
Yeah, dude, these two people here, they ain't Secret Service. They are not Secret Service, dude. This lady here getting bumped by the other guy? No way. No way. This is super dupe fake, dude.
It's a fake Kamala Harris.
Now look at Waddle McWaddle pants there. And the lady wearing the what are they? What would you call it? Orthopedics, right? Yeah, it's not looking good, by the way. It's not looking good. Here's a number of things that aren't looking good. You got Dr. Jill Biden. And still to this day, do we know what in the world she's the doctor of? Decency's on the ballot. And Brutal Brittany wrote, I just saw your son get a foot muchacho while smoking crack and plotting to, quote, make billions. So, yeah, not necessarily virtue, by the way. Not decency, by the way. How about this? Have you guys heard this one? This is short. I'm going to let it play a couple times. Tell me if you can figure it out.
I'm going to take on those rapist Mexicans. I'm going to take down those rapist Mexicans.
I'm going to take down those rapist Mexicans. Man, dang, son. Playing a little fast and loose, and you hear the people, amen to that. Yeah, we're going to do that. Trump says it. Fascist! Nazi Hitler! What a joke, man.
I am so honored to introduce the next president of the United States, Senator Kamala Harris.
Did you hear that, by the way? Let's do it again. This is what it's about, by the way. This is not an accident. How many times are they saying this over and over and over and over again? Joe Biden is sick. Joe Biden is sick.com. Hashtag Joe Biden is sick. This is a fraud being perpetuated on the American people. It is. It is a fraud. They say, oh, there's no election fraud going on. Oh, you want to know a great example of election fraud? Pitching the idea that Joe Biden is, in fact, the real president in this scheme. He's even admitting it now. That's why they got to hide him. It's why they got to hide him, because he's sick. Oh, where's the psychiatrist from Yale now? Oh, conveniently off to the sidelines. Kind of like the rise of the black flags. In that documentary, you have a progressive activist, this black dude, amazing, man. He's in there and he's calling out Antifa and he goes, look, where were you guys, by the way? Where were all these people with all these instances that were going on during Obama's term? Where were they? They weren't out here. But then Trump shows up and they're all out here and they don't have any problem. They're not going and protesting at Biden rallies. He's like, dude, he said, people forget this. The kind of situations that were going on with pipelines, with kids in cages, with drone attacks, with war, all that was going on during Obama's term. And you know what? They don't want to talk about that. And they don't think, they're like, oh, go vote for Biden. Go vote for Biden. As if it's not going to be a continuation of the same. He has on his ticket a woman who enthusiastically enforced crime bills that put tons of people of color behind bars. Trump's letting them go. Trump is making sure that they have a second chance, that they have the ability to go out and to try to make something of themselves. And an economy, a MAGAnomic economy that makes sure that those individuals, once they're out, not only will they be able to rise above that stigma that comes along with certain kinds of felony offenses, things like this, but that when they go out, that there would be a job waiting for them. Thank God. Thank God for Donald Trump.
I am so honored to introduce the next president of the United States, Senator Kamala Harris.
The next president. And by the way, in the video, she doesn't correct the person. She doesn't correct them at all. Just vanished. Keep put. Gone. We'll talk about that one tomorrow. It's a good one. Plutocrat violence and election night horror. Marxian analysis shows that Antifa is fascist. And by the way, if Trump was fascist, dude, he'd be putting this stuff down at the barrel of a gun. So you can go out and you can protest. You can go out and you can burn down cities. And he ain't just swooping in, taking care of business. Fascist. It's like it's the same mental insanity. And I mean, this is brazen lies, by the way. These people, it's sad because a lot of them may even believe this deeply. They're like, oh no, he's definitely anti-Semitic. And you go, oh really? So you're anti-Semitic, and yet you got Jewish family for one that you're super duper proud of. He even tolerates Jared Kushner. He needs Jared Kushner out of there. Out of there. Still doing all the Israel lobby stuff. Still going and hanging with Netanyahu. still making sure that the enemies of Israel all around them are signing peace accords and different agreements left and right. Oh, yeah, anti-Semitic. That same crazy mental problem that they have going on is the exact same thing present here. So you have a complex of this. You have an interconnected network of these grotesquely insane and dangerous assumptions. And you're fueling it every day by putting on the fire with social media, putting on the fire of excluding people from outside the bubble that reassures and reinforces the insanity that you've embraced. If Betty Crocker was looking for a recipe for absolute chaos and destruction, that's it. In the comments, Zach says Pelosi had no chance of using Amendment 25 against Trump because Pence would have to be on board with it. The Dems were getting Amendment 25 ready to use against Biden in case he can't be controlled. Dude, he can't. And, you know, my dad asked me, I talked to my dad last night, you know, and he asked me, he's like, you know, why do you think it's Biden still? And I said, well, because it's a legacy thing for one, you know, and he doesn't have the amount of hatred against him that Hillary had. He has more sympathy for him because he's so ill, right? And so fragile and stuff. And so, like, people have sympathy for him. That's not the kind of thing to drive out vote, which is why they're wanting hatred to be boiled up to steaming, piping hot levels, the astronomical levels, because that's what's going to drive them out. Because if you don't have love for that person, if you don't have an idea of hope for that person that sits there and says, not just hope to get me out of this, but hope for a future that's big and super awesome. If you don't have that, you have to rely on the hate. You have to rely on the fear, which is why, by the way, Biden campaign and Lincoln Project, those scumbags, why they're putting out videos of little, you know, teenage girls and moms driving late at night to cross the border for an abortion and police coming up asking, are you pregnant, little girl? What do you think that is, dude? Or the people on the phone talking with mom and she's got COVID and they can't go visit her and she's dying in her last breaths, hearing all of it over a phone that she's nodding, and then you beep at the end. That's why. It's all they've got, dude. It's all they've got. But the thing is, they can't take him out now. What would you do? What would you do? Who would you have as VP, by the way? And when this does happen, who do you think will be the VP? Who do you think? We'll talk about this tomorrow. Yeah, I've got a bunch of things here. I got a bunch of things here that I want to talk about tomorrow to make it really good. Yeah, that's a big one. Let's see here. Yeah, man. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'll do two more stories. Okay, and then we'll go to the memes. Let's see. Breaking. Glenn Greenwald quits The Intercept after they censor his reporting on Joe Biden's corruption. If you don't know who Glenn Greenwald is, he's an important guy actually in modern journalism. Oh man, okay. There were no highlights for this. Okay. Glenn Greenwald has on Thursday resigned from The Intercept, the publication that he co-founded. And the reason why? He published an article talking about the details of the October 14th New York Post story. They got New York Post censored, by the way. And did you see the Twitter that Jack admits that it was a bad decision? But again, man, it is a decision that these people make. It's an editorial decision. It's manually done. They need to have their protections completely revoked. They have to. Or they have to do differently and abide by the restrictions in that privilege, right? Under that privilege of saying, I'm not a publisher. Don't come after me. Don't sue me. We're not meddling. Yes, you are. You are meddling all the time. Dude, they're meddling in this election. And you know what? It's not just them, though. I mean, they're the big daddies because ultimately that's how people learn about stories from The Intercept. But Greenwald wrote, that same trend of repression, censorship, and ideological homogeneity plaguing the national press generally have engulfed the media outlet I co-founded, culminating in censorship of my own articles. Homogeneity. I get cut off. I'm not wearing my glasses. Look, I'm glad that Ailey said I look better without glasses. But the truth is, man, I gotta wear them. I'm like seeing like, what? Yeah. And the thing is, not only did The Intercept not want him to be able to share that, but they demanded that he refrain from exercising a separate contractual right to publish this article with any other publication. They wanted that story gone. They wanted it gone. Greenwald said that he had no objection to the editor's disagreement with his views of what his Biden evidence shows, but that his primary interest is very journalistic, to present the information and let, quote, readers decide who's right, the way any confident and healthy media outlet would. I throw myself at you guys on this exact same thing. You can decide. You can read something that I talk about and say, I don't agree with that. I think you're wrong. In fact, if you think I'm wrong, let me know. Email me, paleocratdiaries@gmail.com. Let me know. Greenwald wrote that many journalists and thinkers have found that, quote, modern media outlets do not air dissent. They quash it. Yeah. The Intercept isn't the only one. NPR not only refused to report on the story, but reported on their reasoning for not reporting on it, saying it wasn't a story. Oh, that's neat. Yes, it is. How do you know it's not? How are you even saying it's not a story? Holy moly. Do you see what is in that? Defund it, dude. Defund that. This is an ideologically driven enterprise. New York Times. We know that. Whatever. Washington Post. Same thing. And we need to stop even looking at them. In fact, I don't know if any of the listeners here even go to these places anymore. They really are news for a specific demographic. They have a target audience. It was so funny. Yesterday, I'm going around passing out flyers. And we, voters' guides and stuff, kind of a last effort here. And we went to like 70 houses. Left stuff at the door. We had a chart and stuff for that. But I go in front of one of the houses. We decide we ain't going in that one. They had one of those signs, women's rights are human's rights. No immigrant is illegal. And they have a new line there. And it says, news is not fake. And I thought, well, it depends on what you mean. Like, if somebody writes news, number one, do you know how many, I bet you that person, if you talk to them, they would talk about fake news websites. They would have talked about fake news, money down, that person talked about fake news during 2016 and 2017, maybe even much later, maybe even used the phrase, maybe even tried to rebrand it to take it away from President Trump. Remember when that happened? And all these media outlets tried to start playing the rebranding game? Good luck. None of them could champion that, and nobody was believing them. Nobody was believing them with that. And you sit there and you go, dude, you know how many stories have been proven completely false? In fact, the article, the idea, do you know how many articles were shared that claimed that this was part of a Russian disinformation campaign, the laptop? Proven false. Yet the allegations remain that the story about dodgy Hunter Biden is dodgy in itself. Unbelievable. Yes, pathologies, illiberalism, repressive mentality, a bizarre spectacle. Modern media. I'm glad I went to journalism school. Journalism school, when I went, it was in the beginning of social media. The blogosphere had just begun. In fact, that's one of the reasons I wanted to do it, is I'd already been blogging. But it had just begun. MySpace was still around. I mean, that kind of gives you an idea. Zanga was still around. It was all these different sites and stuff. And at that time, you still had kind of the remnants. And I'm not saying that they were good. I'm saying that if somebody studies media theory, and I should do private videos, man, teaching this. If people would like to study this and to know, what is media? How do we use media? How should we understand media? What are the limits? What's the potential? What are the pitfalls? What are the things that might be terribly dangerous? And what can we do about it? I may do one of those videos for that. A private one. You'd only be able to see that on paleocratdiaries.com. I may even make it, or I may have special like membership levels and stuff. We'll see. And I'll make it practical, right? Because not everybody wants to be, a super genius when it comes to this, but they really want to understand how it affects them. Because a lot of people don't believe that it's affected them. I have to always reflect on this to say, in what way has it affected me? And we should ask that of all of ourselves. And how does it affect how the kind of expectations we have concerning matters like privacy? And people think, a lot of individuals believe that you can just simply add a new technology to the equation and that it's not going to have these unintended consequences. But the truth is, it does. KMO 9000 says, my undergrad is in communication studies. It was all about how the media affects people. Yes, man. Yes. Which can on the one hand, it can be a great way to safeguard, your impulses and stuff like that as a communication specialist, to say, I'm aware of this. I know the dangers implicit in this. I know the effects that these things have, which may give us a better idea for how a certain technology or communication should be used. But it can also be weaponized, man. You know it. We see it all the time, don't we, bud? Unbelievable. Okay, we're going to go here. Man, I wanted to show you one more thing. And kind of funny, I actually wanted to show something. Which one is this? Oh, no, and I just saw that one. Oh, yeah, I wanted to be able to show. No, not that one, no. Oh, no, dude. I got a bunch of cool stories, man. But I'm going to do this one because we're going into the memes, right? And I said I would stop before noon and it would be less than 2 hours. It's not true. There's going to have to be some kind of give and take, though. I'm going to have to figure this out. I just get talking. I love doing this. I love doing it, guys. Children's author shames his publisher after deciding his own book is racist. Listen to this. It's every author's dream to see their book in print. But for Canadian author Adam Pottle, that dream turned into a nightmare when he opened up his new children's book, fresh off the press. This is, by the way, the postmillennial.com. Who wrote this? Libby Emmons. We should follow her, by the way. Yeah. And he hot off the presses, realized to his horror that his own book was racist. The issue for him wasn't his own words. It was with the illustrations in The Most Awesome Character in the World. 2 reviews called out an illustration in the book that, quote, unfortunately plays into Asian stereotypes. Publisher Sarah Raycraft is Asian, and she stands by the artwork. Pottle, on the other hand, felt totally sick. And the drawing in question shows an Asian character wearing a yukata with her hair styled in twin buns. This, he believes, is racist. Unbelievable. Raycraft said to characterize the image, which is a fun celebratory depiction of a Japanese girl in a festum yukata, as racist is flawed and problematic, in my opinion. Yeah. Oh, Pottle had a sensitivity reader. He had a sensitivity reader in to tell him what's what. A sensitivity reader. Imagine you're like, oh, what do you do for a living? I'm a sensitivity reader. What do you do? I find racism in everything. Oh, you're one of those people. Excuse me. I've got better things to do. Like anything. That's what that reader said, that she was concerned about the Orientalism of the illustration. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, and Raycraft won't comply. She's not going to pull the drawings. And so the guy who wrote it, I didn't want any readers to feel alienated while reading the book. Why would they feel alienated? In fact, this is great. Raycraft puts it great. Philomena, the main character, is not a Japanese girl. But we must ask the important question here. Should the imaginary worlds of the imaginary children in our stories be limited to the confines of their own borders? Does that reflect the reality of children reading books? No. It reflects weirdos that went to these cuckoo crazy SJW cult colleges and were trained by the magicians in these different ethnic studies and all the gender studies programs, the victim studies programs, to put on the goggles and to interpret everything through intersectionality. That's what it is. These little kids totally believing that, which is why that one little kid in the Saturday's episode that I did that you can watch only at paleocratdiaries.com, the unlisted episode, it was hilarious. You got to watch it. It's really fun. It's about an hour and a half long. But it was a little kid wearing Mr. T. Wanted to wear Mr. T. And you go, wow, that's kind of interesting. That's like telling kids that want to be, one of the Power Rangers, we're sorry, little boy, you're only allowed to be the Red Ranger. Or the Blue Ranger. And you're like, but I really like the Black Ranger the most. We're really sorry about that. You can't, little boy. Why not? Because the goggles! Because you don't know what my eyes have seen, little boy. Uncanny. They don't understand happiness, man. They don't understand family happiness. And actually, I'm going to end off on this. Do a couple memes. Not too many. Let's see. All right. And again, thank you for joining us. But these people don't understand true happiness. In part because of things we'll talk about tomorrow. Things to do with, their commitment not only to the cult, to wearing the goggles, to putting on this ridiculously artificial, half-cocked theory of the world and human interaction, and what's good and what's wrong, okay, what's true and what's false, but also because they're beholden to in a fascistic way. I know we call it Marxism, but there's actually a good argument to be made from a Marxist perspective that groups like Antifa, groups like BLM, that they're fascistic. Groups like the SJWs, that it's actually fascistic because of their connection with power and money. And you go, oh, well, they're not. And you go, that's weird, because you can see that connection not only symbolically, but the amount of money that's actually given to them. How do you say that when you literally run almost every major institution? How do you say that? How do you say that even when police stand down or when DAs are letting you out and not charging you? Like it says in the comments, James, is it Maroney or Marone? People who are aggressively anti-racist are some of the most racist people I've ever met. They don't even realize it. And they're terribly unhappy. They're going to all the wrong places. And I reread it yesterday, Selected Poems of Carl Sandburg, edited by Rebecca West. It's excellent. It's got a poem here called Happiness. And I want you to take this with you for the rest of the day. And just think about, what it means. I think everybody watching this show, I think you'll understand it. I'm confident you will. In fact, you probably live it. Happiness. I asked professors who teach the meaning of life to tell me, what is happiness? And I went to famous executives who boss the work of thousands of men. They all shook their heads and gave me a smile as though I was trying to fool with them. And then one Sunday afternoon, I wandered out along the Des Plaines River, and I saw a crowd of Hungarians under the trees with their women and children and a keg of beer and an accordion. I love this. I love this. The simplicity. They're going to all the wrong places. They're trying to find their answers in all the wrong people. They don't realize that that answer is found in Jesus Christ, Christ the King, the Christian worldview. They don't understand that. And they will grasp at air, they will shout at the wind, scream into pillows, and do everything else, and they'll lash out in anger because of their unfulfilled lives. It's terribly tragic. I'll tell you what's not tragic, though. What's not tragic, though, are these memes. And we are going to go through these real quickly because we're already at 12:04. As I said, we started a little bit late. All right. Here we go. And if you want to share any memes with us, make sure to share them at paleocratdiaries@gmail.com. Short answer, number 5, 10 points. Provide an example of a risk. And the person just wrote, no. And it looks like they got it checked. Does that mean that they didn't accept it? Because I think that's actually brilliant. I think that is, in fact, a great example of a risk. To say, look, this is actually great because the risk would be that he would get in trouble for that. It's awesome. Yeah, we're hitting intelligence levels that shouldn't even be possible. It's true. It's true. What should I watch, boys? Oh, yeah, it's only a lot of pizza. Your weight. Oh. Ooh, buddy. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, the Boston meme party. Let's F up the harbor one more time. Oh, dude, okay. What's this? When a cop shoots at an armed suspect 9 states away, I'm going to go steal a TV. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh, dude, that's great. It's true, though, ain't it? Like, isn't it true? It's like, oh, man, look at what this happened. Look at something that happened over here in that state far away. I better go out right now. And I start stealing some shoes. Start stealing some TVs and video games. Oh, because that's going to help. No, it's not. That person is an unruly maniac. They should be arrested and detained and confined. You, Facebook, your debt marks. Oh, dude. Okay, I'm scooching past that. I'm scooching past that. Did I see this? What's this? I'm somewhere between impressed and horrified. That's a girl. Oh. Dude, is that serious? Oh. Finally, a piggy bank the size of my savings. Yeah. I feel this person, man. My savings is dwindling. I have to pay my staff. I got to feed them buggers. I got to clothe them. I give them, it's a living wage, technically, right? This guy's a little communal, actually. Over here. Yeah. At least, like, we provide. We provide. Whoever made this has won Halloween. Dude, yes, that is a good one, man. I like seeing some of that, and I don't want to, I don't know how many, like, Halloween ones we have here. I mean, that already happened. I don't want to be like the guys like all week long talking about Halloween memes. Let's all stay inside until people never die again. Let's stay inside until people never die. Dude, this is exactly what's happening. Oh my gosh, man. Oh, I know people are like, this is a really great way to do the new normal. I mean, some of us really like the ideas that are going on here. I would like it if everybody just wore a mask. Dude, you don't even understand. Like, from their worldview, the evolutionary significance of flashing teeth or eyes moving and doing things. So the people making these criticisms, they don't even understand that. And the tells involved in that and how central so much of that is to our interaction with each other. In fact, they want to cover up universals, man. Major time. Do you have a mask? Oh, crud. Oh, boy. Oh, dude, that's bad. I would rappel. You know, I probably would have a big rope, you know, and I'd hook it up and just rappel down there. I ain't walking that whole thing. I could probably run that. How long do you think it would take to run that? How long do you think? Me. Get off that Xbox. It's too violent. Son, what can we play instead? Me. Come sit down. This is Hangman. Yeah. An educational, family-friendly game where you get executed if you're dumb. Yeah, dude. It's true. Oh, no. Well, this is, guys, is this encouraging? How would you describe this? Is this an image of dogs where there's a disagreement, where we're seeing maybe a hero dog going against one of the dogs in the animal uprising that is against the humans? Or is this the way they practice? Is this like sparring? Adding medieval weapons to dogs playing on beach needs to become a thing. No, it doesn't. No, it does not. No. We already know, dude. They're getting into so many things. Even your toilet, man. The toilet hole. Snakes, dude. And now hellbenders, salamanders, dude. What are you going to do, man? What are you going to do if you start going to the beach and you're going to start seeing dogs? Oh, yeah. Oh, they're just having fun. Look at how cute they are. And all the while, they're like, we are preparing to hack you to pieces. I'll end on this. Day shift relieving night shift. Oh, yeah, okay. I've worked both. I get that. You're like, yep. So, you know, the day shift comes in and they're like, and the night shift walks out, Night shift relieving day shift. No time to explain. Grab a cactus. Oh, my gosh, man. You guys are great. I'm really grateful. You came up along for the ride. Including, Barbara Markowski. In fact, I saw a comment earlier from Barbara, and I meant to say, oh, she's talking about her daughter Rebecca should be a guest on the show. I actually want to start getting a phone number. I'm looking into it right now to get a phone number so that people can call live on the air. We can have callers. She says, preach it. And of course, Barbara Farley, she had the comment of the day, by the way. Super pumped about Barbara. Look up the clown's prayer. A priest gave Chris the prayer while at Marquette. He kept that prayer in his wallet. Really? Really? I didn't know this, man. Have we talked before? Are we friends? I gotta know more. I gotta know more about what's going on with this. And I want to share with you, I would like to share with you a video of my friend Scott Farley, rest in peace. He too was Roman Catholic. He died in a car accident. And he was my best friend. He was the bass player of the band we had a band together. We didn't really do much, you know, kind of a little bit of a garage band. And I really let him down on some stuff. I was the singer and the guitarist. I let him down a little bit. You know, but I'll love him forever. But he did in high school. He's a really big boy. I mean, real heavy. Going back all the way to high school. And he has a video at their Follies at the high school where he reenacted living down by the river. And it is an awesome video. If you connect with me, if you email me or whatever, I can send you, I think it's on, I can look it up on YouTube, or I can send you my private version of that. I think you'll really enjoy that, you know, and you'll see someone important to me, somebody really special in my life, reenacting and playing out and acting the part of someone who is very special to you. And so make sure you can email me over at paleocratdiaries@gmail.com. Right. I thank everybody for being with us. Remember, paleocratdiaries.com. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. They came down saying bye. Say bye, everybody. Bye, Ambrose. Bye, T-Bear. You want to learn more about them and even learn about and see a video of them on a motorcycle for the first time, you got to go to paleocratdiaries.com for interviews, speeches, other inquiries, even hate mail. paleocratdiaries@gmail.com. Make sure to check out Paleo Cheese. It's a great, great, great show. I'm going to post a new episode. You can find all of it again. Paleocratdiaries.com. Make sure to check out that video we did on Saturday. It's awesome. So grateful for all of you. Oh, look at that. They're still here. Super pumped. And until next time, never give up. Keep on smiling. And memento mori. If I don't talk into microphones, I don't make that mad cash. Making all that money. Making that mad loot, right?
Mind control.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's okay. Oh, they heard? No, they heard you when you said goodbye.
So we see the minority elite imposing their ideology on an unwilling and resentful populace. This causes a backlash. People get ticked off.
Chris Farley's sister.
The left is working long and hard to make us feel as if we've done something wrong. Worse yet, that we are the problem. Don't let people just rip on your heritage. Don't let people just rip on your traditions. Don't let people rip on your heroes. Stand up for what you believe, what made you who you are. So unless this disenfranchised majority begins standing up for what they believe in their heart of hearts to be true, I think we'd be left with nothing more than a dirge, and maybe a funeral procession.